Hello and welcome to Comic Drake, where I talk about comic books and my name is Drake. I have a lot of friends in the YouTube community who make awesome comic book videos, but should have a few more eyeballs put on their stuff. So I reached out to my friend Jay over at Fancy Teeth to make a video on this channel so you guys can get a little bit of a taste of what he has going on. And what better way to utilize a guest video than to have them cover a video subject that I don't want to talk about? People like Deadpool. I don't. So take it away, Jay.
So Drake really does not want to do another Deadpool video. He is not a fan. Why does that sound familiar? However, due to popular demand, someone's got to do it, and why not me? I like Deadpool in small doses. Deadpool, or Wade Winston Wilson, was created by artist and internet punching bag Rob Liefeld along with writer Fabian Nicieza. This red suit wearing, disfigured, mentally unstable mercenary has an accelerated healing factor, surviving total incineration and decapitation more than once. And he's known as the Merc with the Mouth because he literally never shuts up. Except that one time, in the movie where he didn't have a mouth. So Deadpool has a second reason for his inability to die. Thanos cursed him with eternal life to keep him away from his love interest, the physical embodiment of death,
Because comics.
But everyone knows that Deadpool can't die, right? This is 4 times Deadpool managed to just die already. Why 4? Because I wrote up 5 and the script was too long. So, spoilers ahead, and with all that out of the way, insert witty remark later, transition goes here. I don't think I was supposed to read that. Number 4. Deadpool from Earth 80521. Messiah War was a Marvel Comics event and crossover storyline that began in its own one-shot called X-Force and Cable Messiah War. It wrapped up in subsequent issues of Cable and X-Force in 2008. As writer Craig Kyle put it, Messiah War was a follow-up to Messiah Complex and the middle chapter of a major 3-part saga. The final chapter was called X-Men Second Coming. In this event, Deadpool ended up trapped in a basement below a collapsed skyscraper for 800 years. So X-Force travels to the future in order to help Cable protect the Messiah child from former ally Bishop and Cable's evil clone Strife, who was later revealed to have been inside this future version of Deadpool's head, telepathically speaking. Can't have a Deadpool without voices, now can we? So Strife was seemingly defeated, but returned and literally ripped Wade in half. Deadpool apparently dies right after making a joke about severance pay. At least he died doing what he loved. Now, it's true that Deadpool has survived worse. It's not even the only time he's been ripped in half. 2013 Deadpool video game, anybody? He's grown parts back before too, including his head. However, in this story, his healing factor had slowed significantly over the years, much like Logan in the 2017 movie. The canon is inconsistent as to how Deadpool's powers work, and it often depends on the writer, and in this case, I'm going off what I believe to be the writer's intent. Number 3. Ultimate Deadpool from Earth 1610. Some people have described Deadpool as an anti-hero, like me, earlier in this video, for example. It's true that Earth 616 Deadpool has some really heroic moments, and the bad things he does are often played up for comedic effect. However, Earth 1610, or the Ultimate Universe, was quite different. Ultimate Deadpool was a villain in every sense of the word. He first appeared in Ultimate Spider-Man number 91 in 2006, where he was depicted as sadistic and, well, downright evil. He kidnapped, hunted, and killed mutants on live television for the high crime of existing, and referred to them as non-human animals, drawing parallels to real-life discrimination and racism. He was a bad guy. I'm saying he was a bad guy. Ultimate Deadpool was revealed to have survived his run-in with Spidey and the X-Men and eventually got a bit of a makeover when he later appeared in the video game Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions in 2010. There, he was depicted as more like his 616 counterpart, but still very much a villain, just like a funnier one. He was then killed off in Deadpool Kills Deadpool in 2013 when he was stabbed through the back and chest by Earth 616's Deadpool. This isn't something that would normally kill a character with a healing factor, but this title features tons of pool-on-pool violence, and it's pretty clear that all Deadpools are not created equal, and some are clearly easier to kill than others. Just look at this guy. You're a Deadpool, buddy. Stop dying. Get up and walk it off. The Ultimate Deadpool does have a healing factor, but how it works is never really explained, and it doesn't completely heal his heavily disfigured face, so it could, and most likely does, work differently than that of Deadpool from Earth 616. Seriously though, this was intended to be Ultimate Deadpool's ultimate death, so not only does Deadpool's power set vary depending on who's writing, it also depends on which Deadpool is being written about, and judging from the title, author Colin Bunn clearly intended the Deadpools killed here to be dead for realsies, and Ultimate Deadpool was arguably the second most prominent Deadpool to die in Deadpool Kills Deadpool, since the Ultimate Universe was such a big deal. But Pandapool will always be most prominent in my heart. Number 2, Evil Deadpool from Earth 12101. So we just discussed 2013's Deadpool Kills Deadpool, the series where Earth 1610's Wadey Wilson met his ultimate fate. I could make this whole video just by listing off characters from that book that died, but that would be too easy. Ultimate Deadpool's death was only depicted in a single panel, and Deadpool Kills Deadpool is just one installment in a 3-part story known as the Deadpool Killogy. You, see what they did there? This story begins in 2012's Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, continues through Deadpool Killustrated, and ends in 2013's Deadpool Kills Deadpool. Try saying that 10 times fast. It all began on Earth 12101 when that universe's Deadpool was admitted to an insane asylum where a supervillain called Psycho Man was posing as a doctor. Rather than treat Deadpool, he attempted to mentally condition Wade to follow his orders, and in doing so, he silenced Deadpool's normal voices, leaving him with only one voice in his head, illustrated by a red caption box. So Deadpool and the Red Box decided to kill every single superhero in the Marvel Universe, and boy did they ever try. They then began to jump through the multiverse, killing more and more versions of the Marvel Universe heroes. Eventually, they decide that it's not enough to just kill the heroes. To end all of existence, they would need to kill the very idea of heroes. This version of Deadpool, later named Dreadpool by writer Colin Bunn, captures and enslaves some scientists, and with their help, he travels to Earth TRN 388, a place called the Ideaverse, where the various literary characters that inspired the Marvel Comics heroes all reside. Once there, Deadpool kills Don Quixote, Moby Dick, Tom Sawyer, and many others from classic literature, and he's eventually thwarted by a team led by Sherlock Holmes, but the damage had already been done. The very idea of many heroes, and perhaps even the very idea of a superhero team, had seemingly been wiped from existence. In the final installment, however, we find out that no matter how much damage is done, continuity continues to reassert itself, and evil Deadpool finally realizes that in order to end the multiverse, he must track down every version of Deadpool and kill them all. Eventually, evil Deadpool recruits an army of like-minded versions of Deadpool, the Evil Deadpool Corps, and leads them on a suicide mission to rid the multiverse of all Deadpools. They face off against the Deadpool Corps, including the Wade from Earth 616, while the fate of existence hangs in the balance. In the end, though, only 2 versions of Deadpool remain, Evil Deadpool and the Deadpool of Earth 616. Rest in peace, Pandapool. You were too good for this multiverse. In the final showdown, the main Deadpool decapitates the evil Deadpool and douses him with an acid that prevents regeneration. Deadpool from Earth 616 was the last Deadpool standing. Number 1. Deadpool from Earth 616. So what can top the death of nearly every Deadpool in existence? How about the death of the last Deadpool standing, along with 2 entire universes? Deadpool number 45 was released in April of 2015 and was said to be the 250th issue. It told the story of Deadpool's final showdown with Ultimatum, but it was a much bigger story that ended this version of Deadpool. This issue saw Deadpool defeat Ultimatum once and for all, killing every single member and giving up being Deadpool to be Wade Wilson instead, to spend time with his friends and family, and finally, to be happy. Only to die in the final incursion just 6 days later. Now this one is short because explaining the incursions, Secret Wars, Battle Planet, and all of that is well outside the scope of this video, but in short, Earth-616's Deadpool, along with pretty much everyone else, died when 2 alternate universe Earths, 616 and 1610, smashed together. That is what it took to kill the Merc with the mouth. He went out like a boss too. His last thoughts were, "I give myself over to this end. I am safe in love. I can live with this finale. If I'm going out, at least I'm taking everyone with me." So what do you guys think? Do you miss the Marvel Now version of Deadpool? What do you think of the current Deadpool run? Let us know in the comments section below.
I want to give a big thank you to Jay for making this video possible, so if you liked what you've seen, then definitely go over to his channel, Fancy Teeth, and tell him that Drake sent you. But if you liked this video, then I actually do have some Deadpool content on the channel still, so if you want to watch those, go ahead, but definitely go give him a look as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed what you've seen, and maybe I'll see you next time.